start lying down on our backs. And so typically I don't do a lot of demo, but I kind of have to, I feel like, in this scenario. So you'll be able just to look up and kind of see what I'm doing. And if you can't hear me for some reason, please click on your, let me know, pop on and let me know if something goes wrong and you can't hear or whatever, okay? But I'm gonna have everybody just lying down on their back, and if it feels better for you to have your knees bent, then you can bend your knees. And if it feels okay for you to have your legs extended, then you can extend your legs out in front of you, whichever one feels better for right now. It can also feel good sometimes to have a blanket underneath the head and supporting the neck. I'll have you go ahead and tune into your physical body for just a minute in this position. So just kind of take awareness into the soles of your feet and upward through your lower leg, through the joint of your knee, into your upper leg and hips. Let's pause with awareness in the hips, in the sacrum area, just feeling the weight of this pivotal point in your body and feeling it on the ground. And noticing in the hips if there's any tightness or tension that you can soften and let go of. And then moving upward through the torso, so checking the lower belly and the lower back. Into the middle belly, middle back. And the chest, upper back. Awareness in your shoulders, especially where your shoulder blades are in contact with the mat, and just notice there, how's the weight distributed between each shoulder? Does it cause the arms to be in a little bit of a different position based on where the shoulders are? And then just follow that awareness down the arms, through the hands, and back up. And then awareness through the neck and the head. And now 3 intentional breaths, deepening the inhalation and the exhalation. And trying to hold your awareness on the full body as you take those 3 breaths. Really sensing how, as you breathe, your body kind of changes shape. It subtly moves as you breathe. Maybe there are some parts of your body that don't move when you breathe. And that's also something you can sense. It might just be an encouragement of relaxation. One more breath, full body awareness. We're going to start with very easy arm raises. Both arms are going to be moving up and over the head, and both feet will be flexing just to kind of integrate the whole system here. So on your next inhalation, Let's just raise the arms up and over the head. Simultaneously flex your feet. Just pull your toes back towards your shin bones. Good. And then on your exhalation, lower your arms and relax the feet. And we do that 2 more times. So just inhaling, raising both arms up and over your head until the backs of your hands touch the floor. Flex your feet so your toes pull back towards your shin bones. And then on the exhalation, lower the arms. Feel your upper arm bone rotating in your shoulder. Good, just follow your breath 1 more time. At the end of the inhalation, feel your full body extended. And then we're just going to move to 1 arm and 1 foot at a time. So on your next inhalation, raise your right arm up over your head and flex your left foot. And then exhale and lower the right arm, relax the foot. And left arm and right foot. Good, lower on the exhale. We're going to do each side 2 more times. So right arm, left foot, inhale. Again, just noticing what's happening. See if you can really link your breath to the movement. Good, and then just the last set. And once you've completed, you can just pause for a moment on your back. Again, tune into your breath. And I'll have everybody go ahead and bend the knees here. So, and then we'll be picking the feet up off the ground, so bringing the knees in towards the chest here. And we're going to place the hands on the knees. We're just doing hugging our knees into the chest, but we'll again link it to the breath. So on your inhalation, press your knees away from you so your arms get straight. And then as you exhale, hug the navel in towards the spine as you hug the knees in towards the chest. And we'll do that 5 more times. So inhale, the knees move away from you. And then exhale, try to contract from the top of your pubic bone to your navel. Pull the navel towards your spine and see how that feels in your lower back. Inhale to release. And we'll take 4 more. So just do that on your own breath. And then after your final one, you can release your arms, but keep your knees bent and your feet off the ground. And we're going to start to work a little bit into the hamstrings. For some may not feel this in the hamstrings at all, but it's kind of preparation for where we're going. So on your next inhalation, we're going to press both feet up towards the ceiling and raise both arms up and over the head. So bring the backs of the hands to the ground and press up through the heels. And then on the exhalation, lower your arms and bring your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to do that 5 more times. So inhale, raise the arms up and over the head, press up through your feet. Good, and exhale, lower the arms and hug the knees back in. Nice. Just keep moving and breathing. 4 more. Good, and then this time go ahead and hug the knees back into the chest, and you can even kind of rock from side to side if it feels good in the lower back and in the sacrum. And we're gonna stay here on our back, so you can go ahead and place both feet back down to the ground. And we're gonna do some bridge pose here from this position. So we'll still be raising the arms, but this time we'll be lifting the hips. So on the next inhalation, let's press down to the feet, lift the hips and raise the arms up and over the head. Really press kind of into the back of the head. And then as you exhale, draw the navel slowly in, lower the hips and lower the arms. Good, and we're gonna take 2 more like that. So inhale, lift the hips, simultaneously raise the arms up and over the head. And exhale, slowly come down. Last one like that. And then we're just going to be doing one arm at a time. So in your next one, raise your hips and raise your right arm up. And as you lower, rotate your head to the left. So you can maybe find a little bit of a stretch through the right side of your neck. And then on the next inhalation, we'll raise the hips. The head will come back to the center and the left arm will come up. And as you exhale, lower the hips, lower the left arm, and rotate the head slowly to the right, creating space between your left shoulder and your left ear. Inhale, the head comes center, hips lift up, right arm lifts up. And exhale, lowering down and rotating the head to the left. Create space between your right ear and shoulder, like literally try to draw the shoulder away from the ear. And then again, left arm and hips. Lowering down, rotating the head to the right. And one more time each side. Hips and right arm. Lower down, rotate the head to the left. And last one here, hips up, left arm up. And lowering down, rotating the head to the right. Good, let's just do one with both arms, make it symmetrical. Raise the hips, raise both arms up. And then slowly exhale. Hips come down and the arms come down. I'll have you just pause on your back and take 3 full breaths, just deeply breathing in and out. Good, and from there, let's go ahead and roll through the side. And we're gonna come to a hands and knees position. So the hands are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And we're just gonna be moving from hands and knees into child's pose. Good. On the inhalation, let's draw the breastbone forward, slightly lift your chin. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, round your lower back, and try to bring the forehead all the way down, or as close as you can. And then slowly inhale. Feel each little vertebrae move as you come up. Spin the inner elbow forward, draw the chest forward. Exhale, pull the navel slightly in, bend the elbows, and feel the rounding from the lower back through the middle back, all the way through the neck. And we'll take 4 more on our own breath. And then we'll meet in our child's pose, and we'll stay in child's pose for just a full cycle of breath. And while you're breathing here in child's pose, really take advantage of the back of the body being open and spread and stretched. And see if you can really feel how the lungs can expand into the back of the body. So try to feel breath expanding the back of your body here in this position. And then on our next inhale, we'll do it slowly. So go ahead and just sit up like your bottom is on your heels. And then we'll take ourselves into kneeling and then all the way to stand. And the only reason I do that is so that way we don't blood pressure drop and go falling back down to the ground. So we're going to be doing some arm raises here in this position, stretching a little bit more deeply into the shoulders because we'll be interlacing the fingers after the first couple that we're doing. So we're also engaging a little bit of balance as well. So we'll be lifting up into the balls of the feet. And I want you to think about where your center of gravity is. We have to move and function in like this one unit. So where's your center of gravity? You have to really kind of concentrate here in the center of the body so that as you lift to the balls of your feet, you don't go falling backward or forward. And we're trying to also use the strength in the quadriceps to do this lifting versus just the small little muscles around in our ankle. So it's not about how high up you come, it's about moving as one unit as you rise up and as you come back down, all right? So everybody take a breath in with no movement and a breath out. Feel your feet down on the ground. On your next inhalation, raising the arms forward and up, lifting to the balls of your feet. Come all the way to the top. And then as you exhale, slowly come down. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, lifting to the balls of your feet, using the strength of your quadriceps. So your arms reach up over your head, feel the middle of your back lengthen, and then exhale and slowly come down. One more like that. Inhale, raise to the balls of your feet, raising the arms forward and up. And slow exhale. Coming all the way back down. And the next one, we're going to stay up on the balls of our feet and we're going to interlace the fingers. So inhale, raise to the balls of your feet. Once you've arrived at the top, interlace your fingers and press upward through the heels of your hands. And we're just going to see if we can extend the length of the spine here in this position. So as you breathe in, kind of feel your chest expand, which will help to kind of lengthen the middle of your back. And then when you exhale, pull the navel in and feel how you can lengthen through your lumbar spine in that position. And just see if you can grow for another breath or so. And then on your next exhalation, you can slightly bend the elbows, release the interlace the fingers, lower the arms, lower the heels, and just simply pause for a moment. Notice sensation, jaw, neck, shoulders, arms, all the way down to the hands, maybe quadriceps, maybe around the toes, the ankles. Just sensation in your body, feedback that you're moving and breathing. And then from there, I'm going to have you step your right foot forward, your left foot back, and we're going to be using warrior pose here. So try to explore where your hips are and explore that from your feet, right? So if your feet were together, they would actually be hips width distance. It gives us a little bit of an easier base to move from so that there's a little more balance. And then also think about your whole leg being connected to one side of your pelvis. So it's not just that one leg is back, but even that part of the pelvis, it's connected to the leg. It kind of reaches back with it. And then you can turn the torso and kind of bring the torso slightly forward. And we're just going to be moving in and out of our warrior position here. So on an inhalation, let's bend the front knee, reach the arms forward and up. And then on the exhalation, straighten the front leg, lowering the arms, and just using the breath to guide you in and out. We're going to move out 3 more times. Bend the front knee, raise the arms. And exhale, straighten the leg, pull the navel in and lower. Again, each time you're trying to see how much breath you can bring into your body and how much opening or space you can find as you move and breathe. Now on the next one, we're going to stay in the position and we'll just be breathing there. So bending the front knee, raising the arms, and then staying. So check in how much tension is in your head, neck, and shoulders. If there's a lot of tension with your arms reaching straight up, you could kind of open them a little bit and feel that releases the head and neck, or even bending at the elbows can release a little bit of the head and neck. Maybe it gives you more chest opening. Just explore what feels appropriate for your structure and for your body today. And then as you breathe, really try to feel the front of your body expand. So chest expands, rib cage expands. And as you exhale, track the navel towards the spine, press back into the left heel. And then we're going to come out of the pose, so straightening the front leg, lowering the arms, and then we'll switch sides. So the left foot is forward and the right foot is back. And again, as you step that leg back, feel the pelvis like it's part of your leg. Allow it to go back. I know that people say square the hips, but what does that even mean, right? I mean, like this pelvis is attached to the leg, so allow it to kind of be part of your leg and then turn your torso, like rotate the torso, yeah? So we'll, again, 4 times in and out. So on your inhalation, we're going to bend the front knee. I'm going to reach the arms forward and up. And then on the exhalation, straighten the leg and lowering the arms. Press into your right heel as kind of an anchor. Feel your rib cage lift as your arms lift. And again, bending the front knee, raising the arms. And then on the next one, we're going to stay and breathe. Good. And then just notice this side in comparison to the other side. So there could be more tension on one side in the neck, or there could be more tension on one side in your hip. Explore what's happening in your body, and can you create movement through the whole body versus just in one area. So maybe you have a lot of flexibility in your shoulder joints, so you really, throw back through the shoulders, but you're less flexible in the hips. So that would be for you to kind of come out of the shoulders a little bit and maybe see if you can work a little bit more in your hips. Feel breath expanding the front of the body. And then in our next exhale, we'll straighten the front leg, lower the arms. Good, just bring your feet together. And again, pause. We're going to be moving forward next into a forward bend. And we'll get to explore more of the backs of our legs, the hamstrings. So I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see. As we're coming forward, everybody's going to be different as far as how far they bend their knees. When you're doing a forward bend, the primary intention is to feel some stretch first in your lower back. And then you can start to feel below the lower back, which is the hamstrings, and above the lower back, which is kind of in the middle of the back. So you can play around with how deeply you bend your knees to come in and out of the forward bend. So we'll be inhaling, raising the arms forward and up. And on the first one, I'm just going to have you exhale, reach your arms out wide, slightly bend your knees, and run your hands down the backs of your legs for that full exhalation. And then we'll inhale, we'll lift the head and chest first, then we'll reach the arms out wide, and then we'll come all the way back up. And we're going to repeat that one more time. So exhale, bend the knees, feel the stretch in the lower back. Then maybe you straighten the legs to get some of the stretch into the hamstrings. Relax the head and neck. Inhale to come all the way back up. And we're going to stay on the next one, but we'll be adding in a halfway lift. So exhale, come all the way down into your forward bend. And then I'm going to have you bring your hands to your shin bones, or maybe even your knees, and you're going to inhale, straighten your arms, lift your chest so your back is flat. And then exhale, pull the navel in and find the rounding once more. We're going to do that 2 more times. Hands to the shin bones, straighten the arms, flatten your back, neck is long, so make sure your chin is slightly tucked. And then exhale, pull the navel in, feel the lower back, feel now the upper back and the hamstrings. And we're going to do it 1 more time. Hands to the shin bones, inhale, lengthen the spine. And slow exhale. And we're going to stay here in our forward bend for a couple breaths. So you could clasp onto your elbows here, or you could hold onto your legs. Doesn't really matter. And again, I'd like you in this position to explore letting go in the back of the body. So experiencing breath expanding through the back of your body. And then on our next inhalation, we'll come back up to the top. And lower the arms on the exhale. Take just a second, pause with sensation. And then we're moving into triangle pose on the right side. So our feet will go wide. And we'll turn the right toes out. We'll warm up the sides of the bodies first, and then we'll move into the head and neck. So on your inhalation, reach your arms out wide. And on your exhalation, a slight bend in your front knee so you don't lock out as you just tip over. So really just feel your spine laterally bend. And then inhale, and let's come back up. We'll do that exact one again. Exhale. Draw the navel in as you laterally bend. Inhale up. On the next one, we're going to stay, and we're going to start to move our left arm. So exhale into the lateral bend, and then on your inhalation, take your left arm, reach your left arm over your head, look up. And then as you exhale, lower your arm down by your waist and turn your head to look down towards the ground. And we're going to do that again. Inhale, raise the left arm up over your head. Maybe even press your left rib cage up. And then exhale, lower the arm back down and rotate the head to look down towards the toes. Create the space between your left ear and shoulder. And then one more time, we're going to raise the arm up and over the head. This time I'm going to have you stay and just breathe. So as you're breathing here in this position, see if you can really feel some stretching or some expanding through the left side of your body. And then on our next inhale, we're going to come back up to stand. Exhale, lower the arms. Good. Turn toes in. And the left toes will go out. And we'll just repeat the second side. I think triangle pose may be my favorite. I think that I might say that for a lot of them, but really, really triangle pose is so opening for my body. So we'll inhale and extend the arms out wide. A little bit of bend in your left knee. And then exhale and just laterally bend. And notice if it feels different on this side. And then we'll inhale and come back up. Good. Repeat that same movement. Inhale up. And then we'll stay. So we'll exhale into position. And then we'll inhale. The right arm goes over the head. Look up. And then we'll exhale. Lower the arm down by the waist and turn the head to look down. And then repeat that. Really try to be present with the movement and exploring the sensation between your head, neck, and shoulder area. So you're not just like throwing your body in these positions, but we're really trying to rotate the cervical spine and create space between the ear and the shoulder. And then the next one, we're going to stay. So we'll leave the arm up and over the head, and we'll stay in position. Feel both of your feet firmly pressing into the ground. Also receive that as much as you're pushing down, you're also allowing that reciprocal force to rise up inside and support you. And then breathe deeply into the right side of your body. And then on our next inhalation, we'll come up. Good. We'll exhale, lower the arms. We're going to make our way back down into a kneeling position. So we'll do that through a forward bend. So you can just kind of step to the top of your mat. And on an inhalation, let's raise the arms. And on an exhalation, forward bend. And then from there, I'm going to have you step your feet back into your down dog. Mary, we're not going to be here long. And then inhale down to hands and knees. And we'll come on up into a kneeling position. If you need padding for your knees, just bring a blanket underneath the knees. Yeah. So we'll be doing one arm at a time here. So I'm going to have you tuck your left arm behind you so that the palm of the hand is facing the wall behind you. And then we're going to raise the right arm up. So you'll be inhaling the right arm up. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep the right arm behind you and rotate your head, trying to bring the ear down towards the ground. And then we'll come up with the opposite arm. So left arm reaches out and up as you come up. And then exhaling, sweeping the left arm behind you, rotate the left ear down towards the ground. Right arm out and up. And exhale, sweep the arm behind. Rotate the head and neck. One more. Left arm out and up. And now on this one, let's sweep both arms out and up. So inhale, both arms out and up. Come back into the kneeling position. We'll sweep both arms behind and bring the forehead down if the forehead reaches. If not, you may end up here in a position like this, which is just fine. Inhale, we'll rise back up. And exhale, pull the navel in, sweep the arms behind you, round in your lumbar spine, thoracic spine. And one more time. Inhale to come up. This time, just lower the arms down by your side. We're going to stay in our kneeling position. So I'm going to have you step your right leg forward. Yeah. And we're really working to kind of start to stretch and open through the left front body. So we're going to rest both hands on the tops of the right leg. And it's really just a resting place. So you're not really pressing or anything. It's just kind of a placeholder here. And we're going to move forward and back. So what I'd like you to do is make sure that right now you can see your toes in front of your right knee. So if you can't see them, as soon as you come forward, your knee is going to go past the ankle. So just make sure that you can, through the whole movement, maintain an awareness of the toes on your right foot. So on an inhalation, I'm going to have you shift your hips forward, lift the chest away from the hips, and then on the exhalation, pull the navel in and just draw back into the starting position. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, the hips shift forward, start to feel some stretch to the left front leg, and then exhale and come back. We're going to stay on the next one. So inhale, shifting the hips forward, and we'll just stay here for a couple breaths. So press into the top of your left foot on your next exhalation and see how that gives you a little bit of engagement or activation through maybe the depth in the psoas, but maybe just hip flexor. It depends on your body. And then on your inhalation, see if you can feel your rib cage kind of drawing forward and up as if it is light and lifting with your breath. Notice if you can relax your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And on the next exhale, we'll shift the hips back and we'll switch to the second side. I've got a little cheat over here, the wall's helping me come in and out. All right, so left foot is forward. And again, make sure that before you start, you can see your left toes in front of your left knee. And then the hands are just a resting place. On your inhalation, we'll shift the hips forward as you lift slightly the rib cage away from the hips. And then exhale, contract from your pubic bone to your navel and bring the body back. Like you're in control of the movement. Inhale. Shift the hips forward, lift slightly the rib cage, relax the jaw, the neck, and exhale, contract from the pubic bone to the navel and pull the body back. We're going to stay on the next one. And as you exhale, press into the top of your right foot. As you breathe in, feel your rib cage, the bottom of your rib cage kind of slide forward and lift away from the hips. And then no holding on in the head, the neck, the shoulders. The jaw is soft. And then on the next exhale, we'll come out of the pose. And we're going to come to hands and knees. And we're going to be moving from a child's pose position into an upward facing dog. It's a little bit more gentle in the lower back. It's a little bit more gentle for the shoulders. However, if you want full upward facing dog, feel free to take it. So to move from child's pose into upward facing dog, you really want to stretch the arms out in your child's pose. So once you come down, go ahead and really just kind of walk your arms out in front of you instead of having a relaxed bent elbow. And what we're going to do is on the inhalation, we're just going to keep contact, the hands on the ground. You're going to kind of draw your chest forward, and then you'll lower your hips down towards the ground. And you can kind of sweep the elbows in towards the waist or the ribs. Your knees stay down. And you just lift. We're going to stay here for a full cycle of breath. As you exhale, contract from the pubic bone to the navel and feel that lengthen through the lumbar spine. And then as you inhale, you can feel your chest expand. You maybe draw your shoulder blades together. And then as you exhale, again, pull the navel in and let that be what draws you all the way back into your child's pose. We're going to stay there for a full cycle of breath and really feel the difference between the forward bend and the backward bend. We're going to take it one more time. So on your next inhalation, we're just kind of shifting the hips forward. Our knees are staying down. Then you wrap the elbows in. And we'll exhale. Contract from the pubic bone to the navel. Press into the tops of your feet. As you inhale, feel the chest expand. Draw the heads of your shoulders into your body. And then when you're ready for exhale, contract again, pubic bone to navel. And slowly come all the way back into your child's pose, where we'll stay again for a full cycle of breath. Good, and then from there, I'm gonna have everybody go ahead and come back down onto their back. So we'll be lying down on your back. And we're gonna do a little bit more opposite arm, opposite leg. So our feet are up off the ground, the knees are in towards the chest. Your arms are gonna go down by your side. We're going to be raising one arm up and over the head and the opposite leg, straightening it towards the ceiling. So on your inhalation, press up through your right foot and raise your left arm up and over your head. And then as you exhale, bend your right knee and lower your left arm. We're going to repeat that with our opposite pair. So left leg goes up, right arm goes up. Inhale. And exhale, bending the left knee, lowering the right arm, coming back into the starting position. Inhale, right leg, left arm. And exhale, back into the starting position. Inhale, left leg, right arm. And exhale back in the starting position and take one more round each side on your own. And we're going to come up into seated. So just roll through your side. And if you need a little bit of a lifting of your hips, we're going to be taking a twist here. So if you want to lift your hips up, you can raise your hips up on a blanket. And I'm going to have you extend your left leg forward and your right knee will be bent. Good. We're going to take the right hand, we're going to just bring the fingertips behind the right sit bone. And we're going to take the left arm and we're just going to hug the knee. Yeah, nice. So some of you may practice with the arm on the inside. That's fine too. It's really up to you. You can explore what feels best for you. On your inhalation, I'm going to have you lengthen up through your spine while you simultaneously drop in both of your sit bones. So make sure you have contact through both of your sit bones. And then on your next exhalation, turn towards your right and draw your navel to the right as well. And then on the inhale, let's unwind just a little bit, enough for breath to come in. You can maybe look back a little bit and then exhale again, rotating to the right. Track your navel to the right with you. One more time, in and out. So inhale, unwind a little bit, feel space for breath, and then exhale and rotate to the right. And then I'm going to have you just stay in this position. So your head is turning to look over your right shoulder. And see if you can draw your left shoulder away from your left ear. Good, and then we'll release, unwind, just observe, notice. We'll switch sides, we'll be extending the right leg out and bending the left knee. We'll take the left hand, bring it behind the left sit bone, and right arm hugs the knee. Now breathe in and lengthen through your spine, but simultaneously drop into both sit bones. And then when you're ready for an exhalation, let's rotate the vertebrae to the left and turn the head to look over the left shoulder. As you inhale, unwind. Really notice the differences in each side. Mine are significant. Exhale and rotate. Inhale, unwind. And we'll stay on this next one. And draw your right shoulder away from your right ear, creating space between the ear and shoulder. Good, we'll unwind completely. Again, observe. We'll extend both legs out in front. We're going to be taking a forward bend here. So if your sit bones are lifted, you probably just want to leave that there. But you could also add in a little bit of a bending of your knee. If you have really tight hamstrings, it's a great way to still be able to do a seated forward bend and get the benefit in the lumbar spine. So I'm actually going to turn sideways so you can kind of see the different options that you may have. And I'm talking like this high of a bend of the knee is okay still to work and to feel the sensation in the lumbar spine. We're going to go in and out a couple times. So I'm going to have you inhale and raise the arms. If you don't want your knees bent, you'll have the legs extended and you'll just pull the toes back towards the shin bones. And then on your exhalation, contract again from the pubic bone to the navel and just feel the nice rounding all the way through the entire length of your back. And then strengthen. Inhale, lift your chest. Try to keep your arms right alongside your ears as you come back up. We're going to repeat that one again. Contract from your pubic bone to your navel and feel your lower back, feel the middle of your back, all the way up through the neck. Good, and then inhale, come back up. And then on this next one, I'm going to have you clasp onto something. So you're going to fold back down to the forward bend. You may be holding on to your shins, you may be holding on to your ankles, you may be holding on towards your feet. You're going to keep that attachment. You're going to inhale and you're going to lift your chest so your arms get straight. So really finding some extension all the way out to the crown of your head. And I'd like you to just breathe here. This is kind of like what we were doing when we were balancing and raising the arms. So you're trying to continue to find space between the vertebrae. So as you inhale, feel the middle of your back kind of lengthen and then hold that. And as you exhale, draw the navel in and start to press down through the sit bones and see how much length you can get. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and fold deeply into the forward bend. And we'll stay for a few breaths. So here we are again with the back of the body really expanded. See if you can feel breath, creating some space between the ribs. You know, just really feel the expansion in the back of your body as you breathe. And then on your next inhale, I'll have you go ahead and come back up. Good. Let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. I'm going to cross my legs, but whatever comfortable seated position works for you. And I'd like you to just bring your hands into the center of your chest. And we're going to have a little bit of kind of a moving breath meditation here, where as we inhale, we're going to expand from the chest and reach out through the arms. You can, if you want, lift your chin slightly. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the hands back into the center of the chest and feel a little bit of a rounding. And we're just going to do that for a few breaths. So eyes can be closed if you'd like, and really just sense yourself expanding on the inhalation and condensing on the exhale. Sense what it feels like to be in one position versus the other. And if there is one that feels more nourishing or supportive of just where you are, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally, or whether it be emotionally. And then the next time you're in that position, I'm just going to have you stay and take a couple breaths in whichever particular position feels most appropriate for you. Good. And then from there, we'll transition down onto the ground and we'll spend a few moments in Shavasana. So make sure your head is supported. If you have an extra blanket or bolster that you can put under your knees, that may feel nice too. Just really support your body in any way that feels comfortable. And I'd like you to just scan, just like we did in the beginning, starting down at your feet and moving through your lower leg, the joint of your knee, upper leg, and into your hips. Notice the curves of your spine. All the way to the head. And have an awareness of your whole body for the next 3 breaths. And completely letting go. I'll call you out of Shavasana in just a moment. And bringing an awareness to your body and to your breath. I'll have you deepen inhales. And maybe even just hold the breath in the body for a moment or two before you take a long, nice, slow exhale. And as you're ready, bending your knees and rolling through the side of your body and coming back up. And that completes our class.